Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2023 CFSB Marshall County Hoopfest.
Welcome to Nike EYBL Scholastic at Marshall County Hoopfest on League Ready. We're live from Reed Conder Gymnasium in Draftonville, Kentucky for high school hoops. Today's matchup features a pair of Nike EYBL Scholastic teams, including Long Island Lutheran. The Crusaders will take on a de facto home team here at Reed Conder Gymnasium, but it's been a long time since they played here. 10 years since the last time Oak Hill made this their western home. Jeff Waters along with Jeremy Rose here, and Jeff, everybody is excited when they get a chance to see the Warriors play back here in this gym, and this should be a heck of a matchup between these two.
Going back to years ago here in the Hoop Fest, it was a pretty common sight to see a lot of kids, teenagers wearing the Oak Hill sweatshirts and T-shirts and so forth. You're right, they became a crowd favorite here over the years. It's been a decade since they've been here, but the folks are glad to have them back, and they're also glad to have Long Island Lutheran here. The Crusaders bringing a good team in here as well.
Let's take a look at the Nike starting lineups. First off, for Long Island Lutheran, VJ Edgecombe will start at one of the guards, 6'4" senior from Bimini, the Bahamas. Also in the backcourt, Caden Mingo, who is a 6'2" junior from Farmingdale, New York. At the point will be Nigel James, who is a 6' junior from Huntington, New York. In the middle, Alir Malouk, 6'9" junior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Godswill Erharine, a 6'9" junior from Ughelli, Nigeria. For Oak Hill, in the backcourt, it'll be Christian Anderson Jr., 6'1" senior from Atlanta. Also in the backcourt, Caden Magwood, 6'3" senior from right here in the Commonwealth. He's from Louisville. He's a junior. Forwards include DeAndre Lindsay, a 6'8" junior from Knoxville, Tennessee, not too far away. Francis Chuckwoody Belu, who is a 6'9" junior from Plano, Texas. And he's in the middle with Micah Robinson to his side, a 6'6" senior from Kansas City, Missouri. Long Island Lutheran in the dark uniforms. Oak Hill in the white uniforms. And we are set for Nike EYBL Scholastic basketball. Chuckwoody Belu in there to start against Malouk, and here is Edgecombe to the basket after the tip, and we're quickly underway, 2-0. Long Island Lutheran on top. Here is Micah Robinson with the basketball for the Warriors. He muscles one up. It won't go. Here's Edgecombe. The intensity picked up here, didn't it?
What a way to get a game started.
Nigel James now into the lane, off the glass, no. Looking for the putback was Malouk, but he couldn't hang on to it. It goes out of his hands, and Oak Hill will get it back. Lou High, the 6th ranked team in the country. Oak Hill Academy comes in at number 25. Warriors had a bit of a struggle a year ago in EYBL competition. Trying to right that here tonight. Caden Magwood over to Christian Anderson Jr. Shot clock is at 5. Magwood. And they're not going to get it off in time as he lost control of the basketball, and Chuckwoody Belu came up with it, but his shot attempt was after the horn. 2-0. Lou High on top. Mingo. Edgecombe off a curl. Here's James to Mingo, and no. Got it back and is fouled on the baseline. Odie Cole making the call down there. Long-time official here in the first region. Scott Matlock, one of the officials, as well as, to me, one of the best in the business and one of the greatest guys you'll ever run into, and David Smithmeyer. Those are the three on the call in stripes tonight. 6:15 to play. Quarter number 1. Oak Hill and Long Island Lutheran. Anderson. Chuck Woodabello's three won't fall. Edgecombe back the other way. Man, we had a heck of a start, but that's all we've had. Still 2-0.
Had a big slam dunk to get things started, and then a stalemate since then.
And a drive that won't go from Maluk. Magwood to the corner for Robinson. And Oak Hill still scoreless, 5:35 to play here in the first. And a drive to lay it in by Nigel James, 6-foot junior from Huntington, New York. Magwood. To the corner now for DeAndre Lindsay. Here's Micah Robinson, the Kansas City native. Loses this one out of bounds.
Got to retrieve the ball from underneath the tables down there, and just above where they're putting the ball in play, you see Coach John Calipari of the Kentucky Wildcats. If we could pan a little bit to his right, you'll also see Travis Perry, Kentucky high school basketball's all-time leading scorer from Lyon County High School, who is headed to the University of Kentucky next year to play college basketball for Coach Cal.
Orlando Antigua flanking his left side, assistant coach with Kentucky as well. But yep, Travis Perry down there, who will be in action later on this weekend.
Yeah, that Lyon County team will be part of the Hoopfest schedule as well.
The Lions are ranked number 1 right now in the state of Kentucky. Caden Mingo straight away with a three that is good. 7-0. Lehigh with the lead. Halfway through the first. Baseline. Anderson gets Oak Hill on the board. Long one here won't fall, and
that was Edgecombe, and he is a player that has been on an official visit to Kentucky, Jeremy.
Here's a three that is good, and just like that.
Cade Magwood from Louisville played up through last season at Western High School in Louisville.
Maluk, 6'9" junior, looks a little taller than that. His wingspan must be incredible. Anderson, and he'll be called for a travel.
A couple of substitutions checking in for Lehigh, including Kyan Anthony. That's the guy that we've been waiting to see, is Anthony, 6'5" junior, son of NBA legend Carmelo Anthony, who is in attendance here tonight. And Taja Jones, a 6'7" senior, wears jersey number 23, has checked in.
Anthony wears number 3 and hands it off to Caden Mingo, who puts it in. He's got 5, and it's 11-5. Long Island Lutheran on top. Anderson. Anderson's younger brother, Lukai, is also on the team. He's a freshman. Magwood. Shot won't fall. Here come the Crusaders. Here is Anthony. Over to Tajay Jones. Shot was blocked. Back out to the top. And here is Edgecombe for 3. That is good. VJ Edgecombe. He's got a lot of colleges wanting his services. Duke, Miami, Florida, Florida State, Alabama, St. John's, Baylor, UConn, Michigan, and the G League.
And Kentucky.
And Kentucky. And here is Anthony and whistling a foul.
Get a look at that splash of a three-pointer there by Edgecombe. Blue High is going to get Erharine out. Get a little breather for him. And Maluk is back in.
14-5. Blue High with the lead. Edgecombe. Long one straight away. Off the back iron. Loose, and Oak Hill away with the basketball. Magwood.
I've been eager to see Magwood play as well, a guy that following Kentucky high school basketball. It's going to be showtime here.
Tajay Jones with the finish and a timeout for Oak Hill. 16-5 with 1:15 to play here in the first, and Jones just got in there and slapped it away and off to the races.
Yeah. Exciting play right into the Marshall County O-Zone, where many of the high school students here at Marshall County High School gather for the home games and also for the games in the Hoopfest. I was talking about Magwood from Oak Hill Academy. Have yet to see him play in person until tonight, but following Kentucky high school basketball like I do, hearing a lot about him during his previous time at Western High School, and they've enjoyed some of the best success they've had in years there at Western in Louisville. And Magwood, a big part of that. He has offers from a lot of schools, including right here in the Commonwealth from the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky University.
Yeah, Western's not a team as of the last 20, 30 years that you've thought about as one of the big boys in Louisville basketball.
They've had a couple of really nice seasons as of late.
Oak Hill.
Just so quick there defensively.
Jamie Vinson, the fourth in now for the Warriors. He taps it. He taps it again. I don't know who they're going to give credit to on that one. They're going to give it to DeAndre Lindsay. I think that was who looked up first. 16th senior from Austin, Texas.
Whoever can raise their hand fast enough, right?
Yeah. Mingo now with 8 after the 3. It's 19-7, 30 seconds to play here in the first. Long Island Lutheran got out to the early lead, and they've not relinquished it yet. Anderson. Shot clock is at 10, so 7 seconds differential. And foul on Alir Maluk, who's headed to Florida State. Maluk is.
Coach Leonard Hamilton with the Seminoles.
My goodness, what year is this for Leonard Hamilton?
Leonard Hamilton actually played his college basketball at UT Martin, not far from here, and joined Joe B. Hall's staff at Kentucky in 76 or 77. Was an assistant on the 1978 Kentucky National Championship team. So, but the thing about Coach Hamilton is you look at him, and I know he's in his 70s, but he looks the same to me as he did 40 years ago, you know, when he was still an assistant at UK.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He hasn't changed.
One of those guys that you just have to figure is taking really, really good care of himself.
4 for Anderson now, 19-9. Blue High with the lead. Here's Jones, and a foul on Micah Robinson. We lost Joe B. Hall not that long ago, and the other gentleman that was the face of basketball in the Commonwealth, Denny Crum. Both of those guys who went on after their rivalry to have their own radio show, daily radio show, as Ben Michaels fires a three. It won't go, and it is 19-9. But both of those guys are now gone. They used to sit right up here in the bleachers, not far from where we are here at Hoopfest each and every year. Nike EYBL Scholastic is brought to you by Nike, only Nike, and by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavors, Chipotle for real. So glad you could be with us at the Nike EYBL Scholastic here at Marshall County High School, and there is the
Travis
all-time
Perry
leading scorer in Kentucky basketball.
Broke a record that had stood since, I believe it was 1956. The legendary King Kelly Coleman had held that record for a long, long time, the late King Kelly Coleman. And a lot of folks thought that was an unbreakable record. Well over 4,500 points. But Travis Perry broke the record, actually did it on the floor at Rupp Arena last year in the boys Sweet 16 here in Kentucky. Actually broke the record in front of a big crowd at the boys state tournament, and with what turned out to be what's going to be his home floor for his college days as well.
He is kind of a rock star around here, to say the least. And I don't know if there's a sport that he does not excel at that he plays.
He's an excellent golfer, too.
Yeah. Made it to the state tournament in golf.
I understand he was a very good baseball player, too.
Yes. I've heard that some thought he was better at baseball than he is even at basketball, which is difficult.
If that's the case, he's pretty doggone good.
Yeah. In the corner, a three that won't go from Robinson, and Lou High comes down with it, leading by 10. Edgecombe straight away. Drives and lays it in. Edgecombe with 7, and quickly in the front court. Warriors almost throw this one away, but Vinson does a nice job to get it back into Oak Hill hands. Jumper won't go by Anderson. Edgecombe from Bimini, the Bahamas. Pass looking up ahead for Christian Anderson, won't go.
May go back in for Lehigh. Lindsay returns for Oak Hill Academy, and Vinson will take a breather. Big shot here for Oak Hill.
Magwood buries the three. That's his second three of the first half. 21-12.
Trying to get a rally going, but big answer there by Lehigh's Mingo.
23-12. Lehigh with the advantage. This is Magwood. Chuck Budabilu. Now to Robinson. Back to Anderson, 6:20 to play. First half. Baseline jumper won't fall from Chuck Budabilu, and out of bounds to Lehigh, rather. See a substitution here as Jacob Ross, 6'5" junior, will check in. He replaces Ben Michaels, the 6'8" senior from Ipswich, United Kingdom. Nigel James. Here to Caden Mingo. Mingo to Maluk. 6 on the shot clock, and a jumper from the corner is a three by Mingo.
You know, I'm not sure he had good handle on the ball when he went up for that shot.
That was something else.
Yeah, that's a heck of a shot because I'm not sure he had great control of the ball as he went into his form there.
Mingo has offers from Cal, not Calipari, California, Penn State, and St. Louis U. Travis Ford has played in this gymnasium a few times. Billiken's head coach. Hareen back into the game, and a little communication error there as two Crusaders were running side by side. It was James and Ross there, and they almost collided. Ball ends up out of bounds off of an Oak Hill player.
Every time Oak Hill wants to try to get a rally going, they get a shot, they can't seem to get the stop, and Lehigh is maintaining control of the game right now. There's a steal. If Oak Hill can cash it in, let's see if they can try to mount another rally here.
Vinson to Anderson. They look for Vinson, and the pass was too far out in front of him, and coming in from behind to knock it down is Mingo. Mingo's had his handprint all over this first half. Here's Jacob Ross with a nice move to the bucket. 28-12. Long Island Lutheran with the lead. 4:30 to play here in this first half. I will say, every time that I've seen Oak Hill play for years, they are a second half team. And we'll see what they've got coming out of the break. 5 now for Lindsay. It's 28-15. Inside, here is Hareen, and that one is good. Vinson to Robinson. Off the glass, no, but back up and in by DeAndre Lindsay. He's now the leading scorer for Oak Hill with 7. Long Island Lutheran with the lead and the ball, and a drive won't go from Nigel James. They're able to keep it alive, and back to James, who will finish. Nigel James with 4.
That's a 6-footer that just did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jumped up right underneath the goal and put it in with 2 hands.
Bullet pass in for Vinson. The shot won't go, but he is fouled.
The foul is on number 5, Jacob Ross. That's his first team.
You see Coach John Buck there of Long Island Lutheran discussing things with Jacob Ross. And speaking of Jacob Ross, get a good look at him there. He has several offers: Maryland, George Mason, Virginia Tech, among several others.
And came off the bench.
Just a junior.
Second time we've seen that here this evening. As 6-man having some big offers.
Well, the line is forming down in one of the corridors for at halftime, when they'll let folks come up and solicit an autograph from Coach John Calipari, who is always very gracious to oblige during his visits to the Marshall County Hoopfest.
He has not missed many in his time at Kentucky. Edgecombe into the lane, good, and the foul.
Edgecombe, Jeremy, the number 5 ranked player in this senior class. We talked about his offers: Duke, Florida, Miami, Florida State, St. John's, Baylor, UConn, Michigan. He's taken visits to St. John's, Florida, Duke, Kentucky, and Baylor, and still yet to make his decision.
His free throw won't fall. DeAndre Lindsay with it. 2:45 to play in the first half.
And if you can believe this, last year was Edgecomb's first year of playing high school basketball. Kind of hard to believe.
What did he do before that?
Well, obviously he's been playing somewhere. He may have been playing in the backyard or wherever, but he's a skilled young man for sure.
Well, I guess part of that he has been not only a Bohemian native, but he just got here into the United States.
Last year, yeah. August of 2022 is when he arrived.
Which it's only a cruise ship away from the States anyway, but high school basketball definitely more of a hotbed here, I believe. 34-19. Beautiful island, however.
Here we go.
Dylan Mingo to God's Will Air Hareen. He's got 4. (36-19). Magwood. Got it.
Just a really good one-on-one move there by Caden Magwood. And Oak Hill's going to get a timeout here to see if they can maybe kind of settle in and get something going before the end of the first half. It's a 15-point deficit right now for the Warriors. I think if you're Coach Stoneman, you're probably thinking, well, can we have it down to 10 or under by the start of the third quarter? And that's probably the goal, and certainly with the almost 2 minutes to play and a 30-second shot clock, there's opportunities for at least 2 or 3 more possessions. And at the pace that these teams typically play, you could have probably consider maybe even more than that. So I think they're probably talking about, can we go ahead and get this thing manageable by halftime and then come back out and see what we can do in the third quarter.
1:57 to play here in this first half. 15-point Lou High lead. Glad you're with us. Watching Nike EYBL Scholastic live from Reed Condor Gymnasium. Marshall County Hoopfest, 23rd edition. This is technically night number 2, first night with the out-of-town teams in. Had 2 girls games last night, including the home Lady Marshalls, who
Kentucky's all-time winningest girls team.
That's right. The head coach that is named here on this court changed girls basketball in this state, and I'm sure many others, when he got into the coaching game back in the late 70s, early 80s. Lou High will have it back.
Well, so far, not a good start to a potential rally there for Oak Hill.
No.
As the deficit has increased to 17 now.
Here's Magwood, and pass toward the side. Lou High thought this one was deflected out, and I believe we'll get a discussion out of this and see. Kind of had that thought as well. Looked like it.
You've got a veteran officiating crew, and the one thing they're going to do is make sure they get it right.
They're going to keep it with Oak Hill. But I thought that one had a bit of a change of direction. Anderson. Inside to Vinson. He's under the basket. I don't know how he figured out a way to get that one even where he could put it up. I thought he was well underneath the goal. He did travel, but still he twisted that body pretty nicely there to get that one up. Possibly illegally, though. 40 seconds to play.
Oh, my.
Wow, off the ground there is Edgecombe. He's
Ready
got 13.
for liftoff.
I really wasn't expecting that. Lindsay with 9.
Each Hoopfest has some of those moments where everybody's like, my gosh, what did I just see?
Yeah,
And that was one of them right there.
That was the first one tonight, I think. 40-23. 10 seconds to play in the first half. Kyan Anthony. Oh, did he look like his dad? A bucket to end the half, 42-23. And so I wasn't going to say it until Anthony scored, but local trivia man and a fellow that has been on the game show Wheel of Fortune, Hunter York, gave us this knowledge here a second ago, and that was that this is the first father-son combo that has played in Hoopfest. So Carmelo now to Kyan. So that's a pretty neat one that we found out just off the top of Hunter's old noggin. You're watching Nike EYBL Scholastic live from Marshall County Hoopfest. 42-23 is the score with Lehigh on top. Nike EYBL Scholastic is brought to you by Nike, only Nike, and by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavors, Chipotle, for real. 42-23 the score here at halftime. The second half comes up for you in just a few moments. Stay with us. Welcome back to Draftonville, Kentucky and Reed Condor Gymnasium. Let's take a look at VJ Edgecombe in that first half. Jeff, he put on a show, and including a highlight reel dunk in that first half that really stopped the crowd for a few minutes from breathing, I think.
6 of 8 overall from the field. 13 points, time for a team high with Mingo. But yeah, you're right. He was putting on a show and becoming a fan favorite. That one there, I think, cemented his status as a Hoopfest legend. What do you say?
I think so. That one kind of reminded me of the John Morant dunk a few years back at UT Martin. It's time now for a check of our player spotlight. It's brought to you by Chipotle.
And speaking of young Mr. Edgecombe, let's see what he likes. He likes the steak bowl with brown rice, cheese, and sour cream. I tell you, the ones that we have spotlighted already tonight, I'd be okay with any of them.
Can't disagree.
Matter of fact, that sounds really, really good. Good choice, young man.
When you've got a broadcast like this going, you don't have a chance to eat either, so makes you think about it a little bit more. Second half, some adjustments have to be made here from Oak Hill in order to get back in this one for sure.
And one thing that they're either going to have to find a way or hope, at least, that Long Island Lutheran cools off from the field. 19 of 31 overall, 61%. 4 of 8 from behind the arc, and 16 rebounds to go along with 5 assists and just 1 turnover for Lou High in the opening half of play.
That's their first half of basketball all season, while Oak Hill comes in at 7-0. Jumper won't go, back up by Mingo, and it won't fall, and Oak Hill on the attack. Trailing by 19. Here's Anderson, and he's bumped by Maluk, and that will be the second on Maluk. Anderson a little shaken up on the play. Well, we've had some other dignitaries from the basketball world come in. Wake Forest head coaches here as well.
Steve Forbes, yes. Also taking in some of the action tonight.
Anderson throws it away. Picked off by Air Hareen. Up ahead here is Caden Mingo. Mingo now the leading scorer in the game with 15. Chuck Woodabilu. His shot is off. And here is Mingo again. Pull up, little floater. He got it. 17 for Mingo.
Kind of getting away from Oak Hill, Jeremy. You feel like they better get a bucket and do it quickly, or this may get completely out of hand for them.
Magwood. Chuck Woodabilu, and now to Anderson. I think he came back down before he got that pass off into the corner. A 3 won't fall from Robinson. Up ahead and showtime. Edgecombe with 15. That one was kind of ho-hum.
Well, for some perhaps, but I guess when you have been doing the acrobatic things at the rim that Edgecombe has been doing, just a regular two-handed slam is just kind of run-of-the-mill, right?
You know, I do these dunks at home on my Nerf goal with my sons. That one's just one of my regular ones there.
Yeah. Somehow I don't think yours is quite as eye-catching as Mr. Edgecombe's.
Well, probably not. I still claim to be the king in our house of basketball, though. Although my oldest son is now taller than me, and I'm afraid that's not going to last much longer.
Oak Hill coming out in that 1-2-2 zone on that possession, Jeremy. And Mingo, who has had a big game for Lou High as well, might bring them out of that pretty quickly
I
with
would
that
think
three.
so. This is Magwood.
And the Kentucky native has been a real bright spot for Oak Hill Academy.
Yeah, he's got 10 now, and a dump down low, and Alir Malouk puts it in. Just his second basket for the Pittsburgh native. I say that. He is actually from South Sudan originally, but has his home now in Pittsburgh. Fadeaway shot is nice from DeAndre Lindsay. Just a junior, 6'8", big body on him, 53-29. A drive by Mingo, hands it off, and he is fouled. Irene is fouled. He gets the bucket.
And Oak Hill just can't get the stops they need, Jeremy. After baskets, they, when you got to string together some stops to try to get a run going, and Lou High is just not letting that happen.
6 in the game for Godswill Erharine. Lefty.
It was a high arching shot.
Sure was. Rolls off, and Oak Hill has it. 55-29. Chuck Woodabilo to Anderson. This is Robinson now.
Tough shot.
Yeah. Micah Robinson with his first basket. 4:25 to play in the third. Inside, it is Tajay Jones with his first basket. 57-31. A three from Robinson is good. He's quickly gotten 5. 57-34.
There's the stop you need. Got numbers here.
Anderson over to Lindsay for the bucket. 15 now for Lindsay. 57-36. Nice little run going here by Oak Hill.
Need several more stops.
Mingo. Curl here from James. Now he gets down to the baseline. Comes out to Jones. A three. No. Erharine with the rebound. Turnaround shot. It won't go. Here's Magwood. Long up ahead. Looking for Chuck Woodabilo rather, and it goes out.
You mentioned that game that's coming up at noon Central Time here tomorrow between Orangeville Prep and Legacy Early College, and really neat aspect of that is that that is for the middle school and high school students here in the Marshall County school system only. They're going to get to kind of have the gym to themselves, so to speak, tomorrow, and watch two of these really good teams that are part of the Hoopfest.
The only way that the general public will be able to watch it is right here. Step back three from Magwood won't fall. 57-36. Jones. Here is Anthony, and a three is good.
Just a really pretty form on that jump shot there by Anthony.
We've not seen a whole lot of him in this game, but what we have seen, I think his shot especially reminds me, the smooth part of it, soft touch of his dad. Anthony. Erharine got it.
Yeah. Just like that.
Yeah.
We're back up to a 27-point lead for Lou High. But it's kind of been that way the entire night. They can just score so quickly, and can score in big numbers. You know, that's a 6-0 run in what, the course of 12, 14 seconds?
Yeah.
Those back-to-back threes.
Anderson is fouled by VJ Edgecombe, his second.
I wonder if Oak Hill Academy, we've got a timeout by Oak Hill, but I wonder if there have been, or if there has been rather, another school to have put as many players into the NBA as Oak Hill Academy has over the years.
Well, I know that they have a complete segment on their website that has all of them on there. And I think one of the really cool things is in their gymnasium, they have jerseys, college jerseys hanging up of their former players. And the history and the tradition that they have goes way, way back. But one of the guys that really kept that going is sitting here watching this one, and that is former head coach Steve Smith. Brian Mayer is still on the staff with Oak Hill. And those two guys have been with this team for a long, long time.
Oak Hill coming out of that timeout, trailing by 27.
Now we got 6 players on the floor, it looks like, don't we? For Lehigh, did we have that? Or
yeah, Jones was trying to exit quickly there. And I think we're going to end up getting a technical foul.
Looked like
having a 6th player on the floor.
Looked like a football huddle there for a second. A guy trying to run off.
Somebody's trying to scramble out before the snap happens, yeah.
Anderson at the line, and it won't go. So a technical foul here for too many players on the floor. Second one is good. 63-37, 2:01 to play in the third. Last game we'll bring you of the night, then we'll be back at it high noon Central Time tomorrow.
Oak Hill's going to use this opportunity to get Lindsey back into the game. He's played well for them.
Was Tez Harris into the game there for a moment, 6'7" junior from Virginia Beach. Micah Robinson works the baseline to Lindsey, and the three is good. 18 for DeAndre Lindsey. He's caught fire here in this second half, but so far it's not been enough. 63-40. Long Island Lutheran with the lead. Anthony to Jacob Ross, and lost that one in the lane.
Nice play by Vincent to get a hand on that, come up with the ball.
Magwood. Anderson, his shot blocked, but a whistle. And this will be on Er Hareen, and that will be his first. A game more of local flavor will follow this one. It will not be televised, but it will be Butler County, Kentucky taking on Massac County, Illinois in boys action.
And Butler County features Ty Price, who's a nationally ranked guard. He plays for the Bears out of Kentucky's Region 3.
They're, to give you a little perspective, they're right in Western Kentucky University's front door, really, about 30 miles north of the Bowling Green campus.
Into the game for Long Island Lutheran, number 4, Caden Mingo.
Maybe a few miles more, maybe a few miles less, but close. Lou High with the basketball. It is Mingo. Anthony, shot won't go. Back up by Air Hareen, it won't go, but they keep it alive. James has it. Looked inside for Anthony, and he couldn't hang on to it. Under a minute to play. Third period, 63-41. Lou High has had the lead throughout. James to Ross, who spots from three. No. Unlucky bounce off of Lindsey last, and Lou High will keep it.
Long Island Lutheran is so good at getting to the spots around the perimeter. They whip the ball around. They move well without the ball. You get a look there at their head coach, John Buck. But they run to those spots behind the three-point arc. They know where each other is. They move the ball quickly. They move well without the ball. And they crash the board so well. I mean, an example there, got a tip attempt that didn't go, but it seems like every time that Lou High misses a shot, they get at least one more opportunity, whether it's a tip in or a putback attempt or whatever. They're just so good at spreading the floor, and then when the shot is missed, if it is missed, getting a chance to maybe get an offensive putback.
Magwood's shot won't go. Elton James Jr. is in the game now for Oak Hill, 6'7" sophomore from Rock Hill, South Carolina. And we've reached the end of the third. 63-41, Long Island Lutheran with the advantage. And the final 8 minutes will come up here in this matchup tonight. You're watching Nike EYBL Scholastic, live from Marshall County Hoopfest, Reed Condor Gymnasium in Draftonville. Nike EYBL Scholastic is brought to you by Nike, only basketball, and by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavors, Chipotle, for real. Jeff Waters and Jeremy Rose welcoming you back to Reed Condor Gymnasium here tonight, the 5,500-seat gymnasium for the Marshall County Marshals and Lady Marshals here in the first region of Western Kentucky, far western region. People ask where Marshall County is. I always say, well, it's on Kentucky Lake, if you know where that is. If you don't know where that is, not 50 miles west of us, at least by the way a crow would fly, you'd find the Mississippi River. About 30 miles north of us, you'd find the Ohio River.
You see Carmelo Anthony again, 10-time NBA All-Star. Enjoying what he's seen out of his son, Kyan Anthony, and his Long Island Lutheran teammates out to this 22-point advantage with the final 8 minutes beginning.
And surely people know where the Mississippi is located, right? Robinson with the drive.
Going to get that foul on Air Hareen.
His second. And Micah Robinson, 6'6" senior from the Show Me State side of Kansas City. First one is good. Both free throws go. 63-43, 7:40 to play. Mingo. Now here's Edgecombe, uses his left hand. Shot won't fall, and over the back. Here is Air Hareen. And was he ever? You know, there's an argument that there's really no such thing as over the back. That's not an actual call. I believe that was the case for naming that. 63-43, and a block from Maluk, and Mingo comes away with it.
Great crossover dribble.
Yeah, a little fancy
That was
move.
a great catch by Maluk to make that catch and kind of recover, set his feet, go up, put that one in off the backboard.
Alir Maluk. Magwood with the foul. His third. First here in the fourth, 7:09 to play. Free throw won't fall. Oak Hill comes down with the rebound.
Maluk, ranked number 50 in the junior class in the ESPN rankings. As you mentioned earlier, Jeremy, he has given his verbal commitment to Florida State University. Had offers from Ohio State, Maryland, Oregon.
I think Florida State's getting a good one there, and he still has plenty of time to develop even further.
One of the things that I always enjoy seeing here at the Hoopfest, we're seeing some young kids with their programs out, and they're looking around for coaches and players to sign the programs in the autograph section. That's been a tradition at Hoopfest since the very first one. And a lot of the kids that were here at the very first one are probably bringing their own kids now to talk about some of the players they saw back in the day and some of the newest generation of the top players in the world.
Robinson for three. Jeff, I'll tell you that at our home, the thing that my son always wanted was a shoe. And he would buddy up with a few of the players because Nike used to give a set shoe that they wanted them to wear, Oak Hill especially, to wear here at this event. And we've got a number of one shoe, not two, but one shoe that's autographed by players throughout the 20, well, he's not that old, 16 years. And that's something that he always liked to keep, and I think that's a pretty neat one too.
Well, we have a timeout here with Long Island Lutheran in control of this one. Oak Hill will have the ball as we return to action.
Robinson under the basket. Looks for Anderson. He's covered up. Back to Robinson. 12 or 13 in the game now for Micah Robinson. 67-49. Right now, you think it's more to just get it cosmetically looking good, but we'll see if Oak Hill has another run. Here is a layup by Mingo with the bucket.
He's had a nice game.
22 now for the junior.
Mentioned Micah Robinson from Oak Hill. He's a four-star recruit. Has offers from Kansas, Kansas State, Ole Miss, SMU, Texas A&M, Creighton, Texas Tech, several others.
9 now for Christian Anderson Jr. 5:20 to play. We've not really mentioned the shot clock more than a couple times tonight in this one.
No, the pace of this game has been shots within the first 15 to 18 seconds of the shot clock most of the time.
Hareen with the basket. 71-52. 5 minutes to play. Shot along the baseline won't go, but a foul here on Luhai. And this will send Oak Hill to the stripe. It'll be Christian Anderson heading to the line. Anderson, 9 points in this one.
He's headed to play for the Blue and Maize of Michigan. And in fact has been committed to Michigan for over 2 years now. Native of Atlanta. A member of Team Germany's under-18 Euro Championship team.
Second free throw is good. 71-54 with 4:50 to play. Alir Malouk for three. 9 now for Malouk.
Talking about a guy with that size and that wingspan that has a jump shot that looks that good. And with the result that you want.
And he looks lanky, and he is, but he's also, you can tell he's strong. He's doing a pretty good job of pushing around inside with the likes of Micah Robinson, who is built more like a linebacker. Kyan Anthony is back. 6'4" junior from Brooklyn. Edgecombe. Inside, Air Hareen is fouled by Chukwuda Bilu. That'll be his second, and Air Hareen will get to go to the line here.
Oak Hill will make a second appearance in the Hoopfest in a 7 o'clock game tomorrow night, taking on La Lemire. La Lemire was a winner earlier today over Orangeville Prep.
That may be two angry teams going at it tomorrow night. La Lumiere with a big win here today, and I know they'll want to try to keep that going, and Oak Hill's looking for some revenge, I think, tomorrow night.
Again, that's the 7 o'clock game tomorrow night. Oh, Edgecombe, he's so fast, isn't he?
Yes.
He's right there to disrupt things again.
We got timeout on the floor. David Smithmeyer, longtime official with the basketball there. Good crew working this one here tonight. 4:07 to go. 75-54. Long Island Lutheran has led from the get-go.
And don't forget, the Hoopfest continues through Saturday. We have a lot of great games coming up Saturday morning into Saturday evening. And this is the, I think this is the first year where they've added the fourth night when it started on Wednesday. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but they added an extra night to accommodate some girls' games, which were well attended and entertaining. Well, here on Wednesday night.
If you'll remember, they had a Sunday edition, but it was a separate ticket for that event. But some of those teams stayed over for that. And then there was like a gap year tournament that was also here, and it took place after Hoopfest was over. I mean, it was almost 2 weeks full of basketball that happened here inside this gym. Kyan Anthony with a three. Little floater won't go from Magwood. Anthony ahead for Edgecombe. Three won't go. Loose. Edgecombe kept that one alive. Air Hareen into the lane. Nice move. 14 for the Nigerian. 80-54. 3 minutes to play. And a trap out high, and Oak Hill is going to be able to use a timeout here. They'll be down to just one remaining after this one.
Kyan Anthony for Lehigh, 6'4" junior, ranked number 42 in his class by ESPN. Has yet to make his college choice, has several offers, as you might imagine. Memphis, Syracuse, which is his father's college alma mater, Manhattan, Florida State, Indiana, Illinois, UMass, Michigan, Pittsburgh, Seton Hall. He has been offered a scholarship by Syracuse. He's taken a visit to Florida State. That was just recently, in fact. They made that visit to Florida State. And you know, there's going to be even more schools added to that list making offers to the junior Kyan Anthony.
He transferred over from Christ the King, which is a long-time, well-known high school basketball program in New York City. (80-54). Vinson high off the glass. It won't fall. Jones with the rebound. Here is Anthony. Jones to the basket.
Saxon McWilliam has the ball there for Oak Hill Academy. He's checked into the game out of that last time out for the Warriors.
McWilliam, an Aussie. Jones had a little trouble with the dribbles, able to get back to it. Edgecombe, three won't fall. Over to Anthony. This one won't fall. Jones bounces it across the lane for Edgecombe. Speaking of Australians, what was it? The Australian national high school team, was that? Who played here? I don't know. It's probably been 10 years ago.
Yeah, they played here. I don't recall that it was part of Hoopfest, but
no, but
yeah,
they
did play here. Yes. And speaking of McWilliam, he committed that foul.
1:46 to play, and Kyan Anthony. Free throw is good. Limited time for Kyan tonight. Now, this is a senior-loaded team. Limited time, but he has a chance to get into double figures right here.
I would say that his night has been rather efficient. And he's done well in the time that he has been in there for sure.
This one rolls and falls. 10 for Anthony, 84-54. And just like that, it's back up to a 30-point game again. McWilliam. Now to Elton James Jr. Martez Harris. The three is short, but a foul will be called on Tajay Jones.
The foul is on number 23, Tajay Jones. That's his first at the line shooting 2.
So this will put Tez Harris, 6'7" junior from Virginia Beach, Virginia, at the stripe.
Jack Stevenson, please come to the scorer's table. Jack.
I think the PA just scared him as he got ready to shoot that one. First one doesn't go. He jumped. Second one won't fall. None of them go.
Tough trip to the stripe there. He missed all of them. Kind of in the same spot.
Yeah.
Just a little too long off the back of the iron on all three tries.
And was scared to death in the process. 1:10 to go. Here is a three from Lukai Anderson, just checking in. 6-foot freshman from Atlanta, younger brother of Christian Anderson. 84-57. Long Island Lutheran has put on a show here tonight. Anthony to Dylan Mingo. Shot won't go, and a jump ball. And the possession will belong to Lehigh.
Well, I've been impressed with Long Island Lutheran. You get a chance to see Oak Hill again tomorrow night. So they'll take on La Lemire.
We've got a conversation going on over at the scorer's table. Our thanks to all the folks who helped bring this to you tonight. Hope you've enjoyed this session, and we'll have more for you tomorrow at 1 Eastern, noon Central. 25 seconds to play. Outlet up ahead for Alexander Durger. Durger back to James and lost out of bounds. 15.8 to play. Anthony dribbles into front court and will ball handle to finish this one out. 84-57, Long Island Lutheran with a big statement win over the 25th ranked Warriors. They have a number 6 ranking in the country, definitely for a reason. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Nike EYBL Scholastic is brought to you by Nike. Only basketball, and by Chipotle. Real ingredients, real flavors. Chipotle for real. Take a check of the stars of the game here in Jeff, and I mean, it was a big night here for Caden Mingo and VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, both of those guys just were fabulous tonight. Edgecombe making the highlight reel several different times, but it wasn't just that. I mean, they were disruptive defensively. Mingo the same. You know, you look at Mingo, look at that stat line, 22, 9, and 6. I mean, that's great. And just a fun team to watch. As I said earlier, I really enjoy the way that they kind of spread the floor. They drive, they kick, and on every shot, man, they are crashing the boards. And just get so many extra opportunities by doing that. And I was very impressed with Long Island Lutheran, and Oak Hill will try it again tomorrow, taking on a good La Lemire team.
We'll be back at it tomorrow, 1 Eastern. We'll get things underway, noon Central here from Reed Condor Gymnasium in Draftonville, Kentucky. You've been watching Nike EYBL Scholastic live from Marshall County High School, brought to you by Nike and Chipotle. Good evening, everyone.